Welcome back, ADF fans. Today I'm going to walk you through how to take a part of the AdventureWorks data warehouse from SQL Data Warehouse and migrate that into CosmosDB to do some analytics from Power BI against CosmosDB instead. So on the screen I have a couple of tables that I've migrated over using ADF mapping data flows. I've migrated these to CosmosDB. Now, when you build your databases and your collections in CosmosDB, you have to make some modeling decisions. And the ones that I made just for this demo were to keep things fairly synchronous, so pretty much the same as they are in the AdventureWorks data warehouse. So I chose just two dimensions, the product and customer, and then I'm using the factor and net sales. So I've migrated those over. Let's start with the fact table. So the method that I used data flows was to map the sales order number as the partition key, and then to allow CosmosDB to auto-generate the ID field. And the rest of the attributes I just sent over all at a single level as key values here within the JSON documents. So each one of these documents is going to be essentially the same number of fields and with different values. So each one of these is represents a row within the AdventureWorks source. On the dimensions, what I did was a little bit different. Let's look at the product dimension. So I have the key, foreign key stored in the fact sales table for each of the dimensions. So I made that primary key from the dimension tables as the ID field within the collection here for CosmosDB. So for this dimension, what I've done is I've casted the ID, the product key, into a string so that it could fit within the ID field for CosmosDB. And then for the partition key, I used the English product name. All the other attributes were just sent over as is directly from the AdventureWorks database. Last thing would be dim customer, did the exact same thing. So you see the IDs. I used last name though for the partition key here for that table. And then you'll see another table that I create through an analytics data flow in ADF, and I call that ADF DW metrics. Now what I'm doing here is this is going to be the table, or this is going to be the collection that Power BI will connect to get stats. So I use Data Factory to be able to aggregate, calculate, and sort values from CosmosDB and store the documents, but there are different document types within this collection, and I labeled those as part of the partition key. So I have average sales, and average right here, based on 0 cars owned and 5 children's. These are properties, attributes within the AdventureWorks database that I have pre-calculated with mapping data flows. It's average sales. These documents here are the total sales by homeowner and married. So are you a homeowner and are you married? Actually, is it a 0, 1 or is that a 0, 1? It's a binary 0, 1. And then the marital status is single and married. And then the total there. And then total sales by color and style. So each different color and style is calculated there, so on and so forth. So when you're in Power BI, all you have to do then is connect into that entire collection. And then you can create queries based upon those different document types. And here you see what they look like then after you've created those in Power Query. So once I have those now as the queries within Power BI, I can then create my reports off of that, and they just look like these sort of interactive reports that you would expect to see. And I can see the average sales, and I can look at those based upon cars owned, number of children. I can also take a look at the total sales by color and by style. I can say black versus blue, red, so on and so forth. And then marital status, I can see the total sales by those attributes as well. Alright, so how do you load all this up through Data Factory? First of all, you go into mapping data flows. Let me actually start you back with the loading of the star schemas, or star collections, I guess we call them. So I used dim products, dim customers, and fact sales. Each of these is going to have a data set that connects into my SQL data warehouse for each of those tables. Let's take a quick look at the data. So this is all the data that you already saw that was stored in the collection that I already run this data flow. All I do between the SQL DW on the sync on the source, and then the CosmosDB on the sink. Let me quickly show you the sink. So this sink is going to CosmosDB, each of the different collections, and I make sure that I have the settings set to indicate what I need to for a CosmosDB, which is that I need to set the throughput. I need to set a partition key, and you remember I used a different value for each one of these partition keys. And I'm allowing inserts. Now, all I'm doing is just auto mapping on all of these, and the reason I can do this is because I need to set the partition key and the ID fields for CosmosDB, but I do that in a derived column. So here I set the ID of the product key, which I am casting to string so it can fit in the ID. The other thing I'm doing is I'm casting a data type here. Now I don't need to do this. The decimal would work just fine in CosmosDB, but I was doing some other work on this, and I thought it was a good example just to keep it in here to show you that if you need to do something like a mass typecasting or essentially any action across many different fields, you don't need to do it one by one. I used a column pattern, so I said create column pattern, and then I match in the expression builder. I say type match. Anything that's a decimal will match. Keep that column the same name. So I'm going to overwrite that with the type of double. So I just say 2 double for that column. And the ones that this will match, anything that's a decimal, will come through. I can look on the projection and I can see that these decimals right here. So all of these, otherwise I would have had to have hard coded each one of those one by one. Alright, so that's fine. So you run this, now you get all your data within those collections in Cosmos, and now you can do your analytics. So I have a separate analytics data flow over here. Now in this case, my source is now going to be those data sets that I'm loading on the other data flow. So there's my Cosmos fact sales, my dim cust, and my dim product. Now on the source for Cosmos, there's a slightly different set of attributes you need to be aware of. I set the throughput. I'm just reading from the collection, and then on the projection, let me go back here. Let me show you the actual data set itself. The data set is just pointing to my CosmosDB in the collection I want to pull from, but I have no schema defined. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because Dataflow is working very deeply with data. It needs to know a lot about your data so that we can work with it and we can transform it. But with a JSON document database, those rows can be different row by row, or by document, right? And so what you want to do is you want to instead go into the projection. Notice I have a projection even though there's no schema in the data set. I can just click import schema right here. So now it's going to go and read at that time what is there in that collection. So if I have different document types, I can read those. Now what I can do is, now that I have the projection from each of these here from the projection in the source, I can join these based on those column names. So I'm saying customer key to customer key. This is essentially my inner join for my star schema. So once we've got the data from the sources all federated into Dataflow, Dataflow can now talk to the Spark cluster using Databricks. And all the data just looks like data. So now we are just fully federated with the data, which means that I can do anything I would with typically any other set of data. I can join, I can aggregate, sort, create computed columns, or derived columns, all those things. So I'm essentially doing my star joins here. Now I bring in the product keys. So I get the attributes from the customer and the product based upon those foreign keys that are in the fact table. Then I use what's called the select transformation, and I'm shaping that data. And what I'm doing here is I am making sure there are no duplicates and that the names of the columns are exactly what I want them to be. I can also prune here. I can take out columns that I don't want, and they will not pass through the rest of the data flow. So I'm shaping the data, and then to get these 3 different calculations, these 3 different aggregates, I'm using a new branch. So this is essentially multicasting this entire stream 2 more times. So these are 3 duplicates of the same data, allowing me to do different types of aggregates and different work on that data. So this is how I calculated those aggregates. I'm grouping by, in this case, number of cars owned and number of children at home. And then the aggregate I'm doing is very simple. I am just summing up the sales amounts, and then I am storing that as a decimal value, and I'm saying the precision that I want for that value. And then I did a sort. Now you don't need to do a sort, and you don't typically would want to do a sort, but I just want to show you that you could stay here within data flow, and you could in fact work with your data, and you could actually explore your data all right here within Dataflow. So now you could use Dataflow to get your column statistics and profiles of your data across all the data sitting in CosmosDB, but typically what you really do with data once you're using data flow is you are then transforming that data. So we have the aggregates, we have our calculations. One more thing we want to do is you want to do a type conversion. Again, you don't need to do this. I was doing some other work on this data flow, but just to show you some of the things you could do, I'm doing a typecast. And I'm creating a hash key. This is where I labeled the type of metric that I'm storing here based on the partition key. So I call it TS hash. And I didn't actually end up hashing it. I was, again, just kind of doing some other work on it. But at the end of the day, what I end up with is the value of the average sales with the partition key across these different sort of slicing of the data, the number of children at home and number of cars owned. So now you are sort of essentially pre-aggregating this data and then storing it into CosmosDB. Then you just take that into a pipeline, point to it from a data flow activity, and you execute it, and you will get your aggregation stored within that collection in CosmosDB.